you have some areas designated on those. Why don't you kind of go over those real quickly and what your thoughts are on police department's thoughts are in regards to that?
Okay. As we spoke about, the area in the dark purple are referring to the road closures that we just mentioned, Maple Road and also a portion of Gilbert Lake Road. In the pink area, we also have approximately 330 homes which are restricted access, and for those you have to get neighborhood access permits in which to enter. Also, you'll see an area approximately a mile square out, and that's in the tan area, and that will be posted, all those subdivisions, the entrances to those subdivisions will be posted prior to the event, and there'll be no parking on the street at any time during the 7-day event.
Does that include at night?
It's at night as well, and that occurs both in the outlying areas and in the restricted areas, those subdivision streets that surround the course.
And the primary reason for that is?
A couple reasons, but the primary reason is to establish a safe perimeter around the country club, a safe venue for the event. It's also for the residents to ease congestion on their streets during the event, and for ease of moving public safety responders to different areas on the course.
Now, you mentioned those two restricted areas in that light purple area. Now, those people have passes, and they've obviously already been notified that those kind of restrictions are in place. But why don't you give our listeners some information about when those people can pick up their passes? Yeah,
there'll be 4 dates in the end of July, the 21st, 28th, 22nd, 28th, and 29th of July. They will be able to come to Township Hall during business hours and receive their neighborhood access permits.
Okay, and all that's posted on the website so people can get the dates and times?
That's correct.
Okay.
And also the map that we referred to with the specific streets are also listed on the website.
Okay. At a recent township board meeting, we passed a special ordinance for allowing no parking on lawns on Lasher Road. Why don't you explain to our viewers the police department's rationale for that requirement?
The rationale is that is the main bus route from the Pontiac Silverdome as it's coming down to the event. As you know, the general spectators will be parking at the Silverdome, and approximately 100 buses per hour will be traveling that route from Pontiac, heading north or south on Lasser from Quarton down to the event. We passed an ordinance on Lasser Road to prevent someone from selling out their lawn in an attempt to keep that bus route as clear as possible.
All right, what about south of Maple? There's still prohibition on parking on lawns.
Yes, that ordinance is in effect from Quarton Road and then south all the way down to the township border, 14 Mile. There are corporate lots throughout the metro area that will also be traveling Lasser Road north from our township border.
All right, because we got that question last year, since most people assume that since they're all coming in from the Silverdome, why does that apply south of Maple? And we just want our viewers to know that there is a lot of other corporate traffic in the area. So a large portion of spectators for this particular event are going to be coming from the Silverdome, and we know last year, or 4 years ago during the Ryder Cup, that really helped immensely with traffic congestion. But there are still some people that try to park in the area. Will there be access to the course for those people?
Yeah, there are 2 walk-in spectator gates that they can access. There's one on Gilbert Lake, just north of Maple on the east side, and there's also a secondary one on Red Maple Lane, and Red Maple Lane connects Maple and Lasser Road. So those 2 spectator gates are available depending on where you park or where you're walking from, available to walk in spectators.
What's your advice for people that might want to, say, just drop someone off near the area?
It's going to be very difficult to drop someone off in the area. There are no designated drop-off areas in which to do that. So I would strongly recommend both using the general parking up at the Silverdome. The buses travel in and out of there, and it's just the most efficient way to come to the event.
So you're not going to let people pull up to the intersection of Maple and Lasher and just drop off 4 people out of their car?
No, we can't.
Not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
All right. What about golf carts or bicycles?
Golf carts are prohibited on the roadways. There will be limited use of golf carts on those private roads that surround the country club, but those will be limited to event-related traffic and for public safety responders. But there will be no golf carts, general use of golf carts permitted on the streets at any time. With regard to bicycles, bicycles are still permitted on the roadways, but they will not gain access into the restricted area absent a permit.
So, okay, so that leaves the bicycle a long way from entrance to the event.
Yeah, it sure does, and then I think you're faced with where you're going to
Store the bike, yeah.
Or store it, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, thanks. We appreciate all the work that your department has put into it. I know you've been working on it a lot, you and your staff, and we look forward to a great event. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
We love our pets. Our pets are family to us. But disasters can take you by surprise and change your entire life in a second. It's up to you to make sure your family is safe. And as you know, your family includes your pets. The best thing you can do is prepare. I'm John Goodman, and here in New Orleans and the Gulf Coast, we have learned firsthand a lesson that everyone can benefit from. Have a plan in place before something happens. To find out how to better protect your family, including your pets, in the event of an emergency, please visit the ASPCA website, be a responsible pet parent, and be prepared.
For 37 million Americans, this is life living below the poverty line. Every day, a struggle just to hang on. Right now, 1 in 8 Americans lives like this. Many have jobs, children, families, and every day hanging on gets a little bit harder. Find out what you can do. Please, don't let one more fall. Go to povertyusa.org and get involved.
Welcome back. Today we're talking about the PGA Championship, which is coming to Oakland Hills, August 4th through 10th. I have 2 guests, Deputy Chief Geof Gaudard from our police department, and again, Patti McCullough, our Director of Building and Planning. And Patti, to get to your part in this particular event, we know during the Ryder Cup there were lots of people who, on private property, and not just private property, but also at the course, put up some structures and had some special events, all of which basically affect your department. But why don't we discuss, first of all, how your department's involved in the actual event that's taking part at Oakland Hills, because I know you guys have spent a lot of time working on the event also.
Thank you. It's pretty amazing. Over 300,000 square feet of structure are constructed during the course of those next 3 months, ranging from tents to the villages, if you're familiar with the setup, as well as the vendor areas. And so taking into account that square footage, that does require review and permitting by our inspectors, both building, mechanical, plumbing, and electrical. So we've been working very closely with the PGA and their respective contractors to make sure that that documentation is in our office. We're reviewing it, making sure that building codes and fire codes are